Where is sea ice located? Have you ever wondered where sea ice can be found? This fascinating feature of our planet primarily exists in the polar regions. Specifically, sea ice forms in the Arctic and Antarctic Oceans. It is made up of frozen seawater that floats on the ocean's surface. Sea ice appears seasonally, expanding during the winter months and retreating in the summer. However, it never completely disappears in these regions. In the Arctic, sea ice covers the Arctic Ocean and extends into surrounding seas. These include the Sea of Okhotsk, the Bering Sea, Baffin Bay, Hudson Bay, the Greenland Sea, and the Labrador Sea. The Arctic Ocean is mostly surrounded by land, which limits the movement of sea ice. This allows it to persist and even reach the North Pole. Each year, Arctic sea ice reaches its maximum extent in March and its minimum extent in September. Historically, the extent ranged from about 14 to 16 million square kilometers in late winter to around 7 million square kilometers in late summer. In recent years, there have been noticeable declines in these numbers. Moving to the Antarctic, sea ice forms around the continent of Antarctica, mainly in the Southern Ocean. Like its Arctic counterpart, Antarctic sea ice grows in winter and melts in summer. The minimum extent occurs in February, while the maximum is seen in September. And like the Arctic, Antarctic sea ice tends to melt more completely during the summer months. This is due to differences in geography and climate between the two regions. Sea ice can be classified into two main types: fast ice and pack ice. Fast ice remains attached to the coastline or the seafloor, staying relatively stationary. Pack ice, on the other hand, drifts with winds and ocean currents. This drifting often leads to collisions, forming thicker ice. The dynamic nature of pack ice creates features such as leads, which are narrow openings in the ice, and polynyas, which are larger open water areas maintained by warm water or persistent winds. The presence and extent of sea ice significantly influence the polar environment. Sea ice affects ocean circulation, regional climate, and weather patterns. It also plays a vital role in the polar ecosystem by providing habitat and influencing the availability of nutrients and light in the ocean. In summary, sea ice is located in the Arctic Ocean and its adjacent seas in the northern hemisphere and around Antarctica in the southern hemisphere. It forms seasonally, with its distribution influenced by regional climate, ocean currents, and geography. The sea ice ecosystem is an essential part of the polar regions, shaping environmental conditions and supporting diverse forms of life.